Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Constitutional Considerations here on Tactical Review Live. As you can see, unfortunately, I don't have Elias here to help us out this evening, but I am very glad to be back. I know it's been a while. I hope that you and yours all had a fantastic Thanksgiving and that you're having safe and productive holiday season. So I did see Brownie said that he may or may not be able to be in, has spotty cellular service. So thought we'd get underway. As you can see, I have lined the old ball cap with some tinfoil, try to keep the NSA from reading the old brainwaves, because quite frankly, some of what we're going to be talking about, I don't know, I guess I saw the writing on the wall. We've been talking about much of this off and on for the last 12 months. Um, but I was really hoping that I would be wrong with the way that I read said writing on the wall. Riemann Scimitar, welcome. Thanks for joining. And I think I'm going to start with the less infuriating item. But I legitimately don't know that this is. Of course, we all know that Zuckerberg and company have been undertaking a very massive disinformation scheme, I guess is a good way to say it. Obviously, within the last several years, it's come to light that Facebook was running mood experiments on users by controlling what kind of news was going into people's feeds, so on and so forth. And, well, in case you're curious just how deep the rabbit hole went, and this really shouldn't have caught me by surprise. If you're following the channel on Instagram specifically, you saw that a week ago Sunday, I had shared a story that I learned of from Reddit that I found pretty inspirational. It was about an individual from over somewhere, I believe it was in the UK, who had, due to illness, had modified Andy Frisella's 75 hard program. Admitted that it was a modification and that he had not completed the true 75 hard program. But it was just really inspirational to me the way that doing what he could took him to a position of full recovery and to where he could actually do the last several days to the full requirements of the program, etc., etc. Oh, hey, Brastard, how you doing? Anyway, so I decided to share this on Instagram because, once again, I found it inspirational. But because I was copying and pasting the information from Reddit, I didn't want to try to format that on my phone, obviously. So just in case you missed it, here I'm going to just add this. There were like 6 slides that I created in my story. And let's see if I can find these real quick and just... There you go. Resize. There we go. So I had 6 slides that looked something like this, that you can see on your screen. You've got a drop shadow on there, you know, just made it decent to look at. And yeah. Well, anyway, posted that to my story. Didn't think anything of it. The next day, I was checking my Instagram notifications, and I saw that Instagram flagged me and said that my post contained something about the pandemic, and that as such, they had added a health link. And I was like, I didn't post anything about the pandemic. So I clicked the link, saw that it was from my Instagram story there, and was like, okay, yeah, I guess that this guy said that he had it, and, you know, whatever. Well, I got thinking the next day. Again, remember back, I did not create those story slides on Instagram. I created those in Photoshop, and I exported them as a JPEG. And for those of you who aren't quite as tech savvy, the thing with a JPEG is that there's no layer information. Okay, I might take, you know, might take this as one layer and this as another layer and superimpose them however I want to, but when I export those out, they get smushed together and the file is one flat file. And by the way, you can grab stickers at store.tacreview.com. Anyway, so what that means is that Instagram is not just looking at what you type on their platform. They are running all of the images through character recognition software, looking for places where they can butt into the conversation. So, yeah, it's absolutely becoming a situation of thought police. It's a little scary. And Brastard, I agree with you. If we have some 20 million or whatever the number is, it's probably bigger than that. I think it's 20 million new gun owners. But if we have 100 million, whatever it is, individuals say you have pushed too far, we will not comply. There is not enough federal law enforcement. There are not enough law enforcement individuals who are willing to do what need to be done to enforce these unconstitutional laws. I mean, but the thing is that because as we've discussed before, we are, in so much as anybody is, we are by and large good people. We are the bearers of our republic, and a republic is a nation governed by law. And so it goes against the core of our person to do wrong things, if that makes sense. But yeah, you're right. If everybody complied in the 20s and 30s, then we would have never had the 25th Amendment. Or 25th. No, that's what's getting ready to be used. The 21st Amendment, excuse me. So, yeah. And that's actually a really good segue. This is actually, I'm going to share a document that was just shared to me on actually on the Fit and Fire Discord. I have not had an opportunity to read this full document because I literally just got this link 2 minutes before I went live. So, but that link that I just dropped in the chat is evidently a 16-page draft discussing the reclassification of braced pistols as short barrel rifles. But, and I just saw, Tim just posted or had a quick live stream today or this evening on Military Arms Channel, and he was saying that evidently you get to the end of this document and it says that this suggestion, this whatever, does not carry the force of law. What we're seeing right now are a bunch of scare tactics. So, what they're doing, by my understanding, okay, and again, this is secondhand. I am trusting that Tim did his homework as he typically does, because I have not had an opportunity to read this document. Sorry, Brastard, if the left is so stupid according to the right, why do they win at every turn? Stupid is probably not the right term to use. And it's the problem is that the leadership of the left is absolutely not stupid. They're devious and they're evil. And then the rank and file of those that we would call the left, the quote-unquote man on the street, I think is ignorant. There's a lot of ignorance. And does that mean that maybe we're not doing our part to educate? Maybe. Are they maybe... And then there's this generic general they. Are some of them so closed-minded that they're not educatable? Possibly. But yeah, I don't know, but you're right. They do seem to keep winning. And Ninja, thanks for joining us. And yeah, so the problem with spinning off the live channel is that a lot of folks haven't realized that I've got the second channel. I felt like it was better for the health entirety of the main channel. But it does cost some administrative overhead. That's why I try to do some manual notifications for you guys. So, yeah. Anyway, so once again, as I've been saying, I said it was about this time last year when the ATF sent the cease and desist order on the Fostech Origin SPV and the Franklin Armory Reformation. And Elias and I, when we were discussing it, we said that braced pistols and binary triggers were going to be next. Now, I was half right. They haven't started coming for binary triggers yet. Instead, they're going after braced pistols and 80% ghost guns. So, and that's been big news in the last 2 weeks, was that the ATF actually raided Polymer 80's headquarters in Arizona, I believe. And to their credit, from what we can tell, Polymer 80 told them to pound sand when it came to customer data. Unfortunately, certain online shopping cart vendors and credit card processing companies have been absolutely rolling over and diverging customer records, and at least 2 individuals. I think it's more the individuals in the districts of at least 2 field offices have in fact received visits from the ATF, and the ATF agents in question were demanding that the Polymer 80 kits in question be surrendered. So I didn't share a link, but I did share a screenshot, and Prince Law Offices actually shared a blog post a couple of days ago giving firearms owners some advice. This doesn't even have the normal disclaimer that this doesn't constitute legal advice. Anyway, the title is, "If the ATF comes a knocking, only surrender your 80% frame or receiver under protest," by Joshua Prince, Esquire. Goes through kind of what the background is, and anyway, there is a good chance that the agent will, if they come to collect your 80% frame, and it appears that they were specifically targeting the Polymer 80 buy, build, and shoot kit, which was, as opposed to just the jig frame and frame rails, is actually a kit that's comes with a P80 pistol case. It comes with the polymer frame, the jig, and then it comes with a lower parts kit, and then depending on which buy, build, shoot kit you purchased, would also come with the slide assembly. The ATF is saying that this, because it's a kit, now constitutes a complete firearm. Now, by definition, a firearm, as I recall, has the breech face, the chamber, the firing assembly, and the ammunition all in one unit. And so I don't know if any of you guys have ever completed a Polymer 80. That frame does not fit that definition. So if the ATF comes knocking on your door and says, "Hey, Braster, purchase records indicate that you purchased a Polymer 80 firearm, and we need you to surrender that," if that is indeed the case, that you've purchased a Polymer 80 kit, it does not meet the legal definition of a firearm. I am not a lawyer, but I would recommend informing them that they need to come back with a warrant, and then actually just inform them that you need to speak to legal representation. And then I am personally a USCCA member. I don't know that they would, I doubt that my coverage would actually cover the legal fees of this, but that would be the first phone call I would make. If nothing else, they would have the resources to put me in contact with pro-gun attorneys in my area. And who knows, that could, as a matter of fact, be covered. Also, if you have an ATF agent visit you about a Polymer 80 kit, Firearms Policy Coalition needs to be one of your first calls to make. They are actively seeking to represent individuals who are having property seized or attempted to be seized as a result of this. Regardless, should the ATF come knocking, it's very likely that they're going to try to have you sign a form ATF 3400.1, which is a consent to forfeiture or destruction of property and a waiver of notice. You should not, according to prints, you should not, under any circumstance, form that, and you need to inform them that the only form you're willing to sign is Form ATF 3400.23, which is a receipt of property and other items, as the .23 form does not contain language wherein you agree to the forfeiture and destruction of the property. You should attempt to photograph your items so you can prove the condition that they're in, and then you also need to send a letter to the ATF field office that took your items, basically saying that you surrendered the items under protest, you do not concern the destruction, etc., etc. I am going to, I've got that pulled up on my phone right now. I am going to get this pulled up so that I can link you guys to that, because I think that that is super important information to have. And yeah, Braster, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, I don't typically answer the door unless I'm expecting somebody. In the day of text message and email, there's no reason for somebody to not say, hey, I'm on my way over. You should be expecting me. Yeah, anyway, once again, according to various sources, at least, well, there's one individual who has already put pictures on the internet of their forfeiture paperwork that they had to sign. Unfortunately, I watched a video with Hank Strange and John Crump earlier today. John Crump did not divulge which field offices it is that are actively sending agents out for this. But my guess would be it's on either coast, just on a guess. So yeah, Riemann, that's accurate. If you feel like it's time to bury your firearms, if you feel like it's time to have a boating accident, it's probably time to start using or considering. You know, they say that a man's life is determined by three major boxes. The ballot box, the cartridge box, and the pine box. And we are seeing that the ballot box absolutely failed us this year. I don't know. Elias and I have been talking for, at least most of this year. Man, I see conflict on the horizon. I don't like that concept. I don't long for that, but it's sure looking like on just over the horizon. And I like to point out that Mad Max did take place in 2021. Yeah. And guys, good news, I think. Over at the main channel, we're at nearly 750 subscribers, which is awesome. Thanks. You guys are amazing for sharing the videos and sharing the channel. And evidently, we are getting big enough that YouTube has taken some notice, because I got an email the other day that 2 of my videos were age restricted. One of them was the Brownell slide assembly video, which I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised that that didn't get taken down as a gunsmithing video. But the other one was the handle it grip tape video. I talk about what is essentially rubbery skateboard tape and show how to stick it onto plastic. That is 100% the concept of that video. And it got flagged for age restriction. So, yeah, who knows? I don't know. Anyway, so I just wanted to pop on and, you know, let you guys know that I am still alive. Like all of you guys, finding accessories and ammunition in stock is difficult here in the Midwest. So good for those of you who have ample stockpile. Those of you who invested in your reloading equipment. So, are they going for frame and jig kits or just the full kits? As far as I know, they are specifically saying that it's the buy, build, shoot kit that was not approved and is the it comprises a firearm. Let's see if I can grab a picture to put up here for you guys so that you know which kit. It's definitely a much fuller kit than you know, we're not talking about the standard like $130 kit here. Grab this here. I mean, this comes with like a pistol case that you're going to end up using and so on and so forth. So let's see, add an image. And we will put that over here in that corner, make it just a little bit bigger. There you guys go. So that, from what I can ascertain, it's the kit like this that is very specifically what's being gone after. As you can see, it has a slide and it has the lower parts kit and it has, you know, everything except your time to be a complete firearm. So, you know, and Braster talking about antique firearms and things, how long is it before they start going after that? Because that's what we see in Canada, and that's what we see in the UK, and that's what we see in Australia, is that, well, and even parts of the US, you'll see like a little 25 caliber Derringer, and some police department is celebrating that they got this deadly weapon off the streets. And those of us with any kind of sense just get frustrated. Because once again, a firearm is not a weapon. A firearm is a tool. The individual who has the firearm in their hand is the weapon. So, yeah. And for those of you who don't know, now it's cost prohibitive, perhaps, but you can actually purchase like a Navy Colt revolver, which is black powder revolver. So in the eyes of the law, is not a firearm. You can have that shipped straight to your house. You can also purchase cylinder replacements that are designed for .38 Special. to convert those black powder revolvers into centerfire pistol revolvers. So now you'll spend quite a lot of money, but you can have every bit of that shipped directly to your house. It won't be long before, whatever. But my question is, though, why isn't the ATF going after people who have gone to Lowe's or Home Depot and bought gas pipe and 2x4s for their shotgun building kits? I mean, that's how asinine this all is. But I know that I'm preaching to the choir. You guys understand this. The people that we need to understand this lack the mental capacity to think objectively like that. I don't know, guys. I will say, don't wrap your hat in tinfoil. It's itchy. Anyway. Really, guys, I just wanted to pop in and say hi. I realized that it had gotten to about a month. There's some crazy stuff going on. In case you guys had not heard about it, I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware, were in the loop. Yeah, keep pressing hard on your elected officials. I'm not saying that I hold great hope that it will be effective. As a matter of fact, I anticipate this administration that's coming in will bypass Congress in its entirety and will just start issuing executive orders to get the gun laws that they want, because they know that in reality it is not the will of the people. Regardless, so long as peaceable means exist, we need to continue pursuing said peaceable means, if that makes sense. Be prepared in a martial capacity, but continue the prescribed course. Does that make sense? One of those things that prepare for the worst and hope for the best, I guess. So, but anyway, guys, 4 or 5 of you guys joining me after a month hiatus, I really appreciate you guys taking your time. I'm going to keep it short this evening. I've been under the weather, so just wanted to pop in and let you guys know that any reports of my demise have been highly overrated. Don't forget to subscribe to the live channel and share the live channel with your friends and colleagues. I'm going to try to be getting back to a regular broadcast schedule on the live channel, and also continue sharing the main channel. And I have made that easy. You can just share tacreview.com. That'll go to the main channel. And also we have a web store online, and actually, once again, I've brought it into working with some local companies for my shirts and stuff. So you can get stickers and t-shirts. You can order that at store.tacreview.com. And as always, you guys can support the channel on Patreon and Subscribestar if you'd like. Make sure you're following the channel on social media. Still on Instagram and Facebook for much the same reason that most of us stay on YouTube. Those are the big platforms. But I do have a Parler account set up now. All of that is Tactical Review 2019. And be looking for more platforms to join that growing list. So, yeah, guys, if you find arms and ammunition and it's at a price point you're willing to pay, definitely make sure to keep your stores and stocks ready to go. Guys, be safe out there, and until next time, shoot straight, Stay safe.